What's good, YouTube? Ministeel here, and in today's video we're taking on the Wugtrio EX Expert Solo Battle. Unfortunately, this is one of the most frustrating, most like luck-based Expert Solo Battle missions I've had, like, I think in the entire game, at least to memory. Beating this was such a pain, and it's 100% Misty. Like, I don't know who woke up, chose violence, and said, you know what, let's give this computer, this bot, a Misty that could just end the game in a moment's notice. Wugtrio is also kind of frustrating because sometimes you'll have the perfect setup to knock it out and they just flip 3 heads on Misty, and the Wugtrio just hones in on like the one attacker you have that could actually finish the game. It happened multiple times, not only in recording, it also happened when I was testing to like find the deck, or like to find like exactly what I wanted to do for this matchup. And unfortunately, my best was like a chance. However, things to note from this list specifically is that it has Misty. Nah. It's that there's no RARITY, there's no potion. So the most you have to deal with is 160 on the Wugtrio, but once you start dealing damage, they're not healing any more than that. So that's something to keep in mind. And quite honestly, that's about it. Something else that I noticed is that Wiglet has like a sniper on it. It says that it picks something at random. When they use it, it almost felt like it always hit whatever was weakest on your side of the board. I could be wrong. Maybe it was just like I was frustrated with all the Misties, but that's what it felt like. Either way, the deck that we're going to use to try to beat this is Blaine. Honestly, I don't think anybody's surprised by this choice. There is some changes from like other Blaine decks that I've posted in the past, mainly to deal with the likes of like Wugtrio and what the deck has. Like I said, if you start Vulpix and like you're going first, so all you have to do is pass. The chances that they have like Wiglet and that it'll hit Vulpix regardless of what your board looks like, it's very likely, trust me. So that's why we play the cape, so that at least it has that survivability or that chance to last an extra turn, or not just auto lose in the beginning of the game. But realistically, there's also one card that I thought of playing but didn't end up doing, was the Shiny Revelry's Magmar. And the theory with that is that Magmar plus the Blaine was able to knock out Manaphy turn 1, but I felt every time they opened Manaphy, or just in general, they always had Cape alongside with whatever they had in the starter. So it, like, as much as I tried it, or in theory made sense, it never actually panned out. So it ended up being cut from the final list. So Cape aside, it becomes your run-of-the-mill Blaine deck from way back in Mythical Island, once we added like the second Rapidash and the different Ponyta. Your win condition is realistically building up a Ninetales that hits Wugtrio twice. And honestly, if they don't see Misty and you draw the line immediately, there's a very high chance that you just beat this challenge on like one of your first few tries. However, there's always that lingering Misty that I cannot prepare you for. I cannot like counter. There's no card that counters that. Because let's say, oh, Team Rocket, like let's put double Team Rocket. So when they Misty, we could counter. Once they Misty, you are donezo. Like, your deck is done. And honestly, I went through all the cards that Fire has. And when it comes to 3 diamonds or less, this will always and will continue to be the best bet until they get something new. Hopefully they get something like the Masquerada for grass that completely changes the way we play, like 3 diamonds or less with the archetype. Currently our hand is forced almost to just play Blaine. And honestly, it does work. I won multiple times with this list. I just also lost multiple times. I want to stress that because I feel like people get the wrong impression, like, oh, that this list is going to work 100% chance. Unfortunately, in a world with Misty, there's no 100% chance of anything. It happens in ranked, it happens in solo battles. You're at the mercy of Misty when it comes to this challenge. But I still felt like the need to post it, in the sense that this definitely can do it, which is like the main point of the video, is to show you a deck that could beat this challenge. Just know and have in mind that if they Misty, you're gonna have a bad time. But when the Misty misses, or they just don't see their pieces, or you see all of your line, you will win. And you'll get this out of the way and you'll never have to look back. So I truly hope that y'all get it your first try. And if this video helped you, or you enjoy all things Pokemon Pocket, please consider liking and subscribing. I will be posting the rest of these in the coming days, so feel free to press the bell so you get notified when they come out. And above all else, stay pro. This will require patience. Trust me when I say this. I probably already said it in the deck profile part. But we are going second. We get to be aggressive here, so let's just start. But it will require patience because the amount of times that I've tried this out and they just went like Misty, got 3 heads turn 1 and beat me. It's just like, hopefully you don't have to find out what how annoying that is. But another thing is, I did try to fit in Magmar to kind of switch up the list, like the Magmar that came out in Shining Revelry, because technically that Magmar plus Blaine does knock out a leading Manaphy for them. But personally, every time they started Manaphy, they had Cape, and then the Magmar no longer knocked it out, and only hitting 20 is kind of too weak, with like no upside, because it doesn't evolve into anything, or like in enough time to actually do something. But enough rambling about that. Let's go continue the game. Okay, so we got Ponyta, Vulpix. Let's just swing here, and I'm holding the other Ponyta in because I'm most likely just gonna communication it. and try to dig either for Ninetales, or we could also dig for the Rapidash that could potentially hit for 100. All right, Misty there is perfect. Like, Misty missing is perfect. All right, they got Vaporeon and an energy on the Wugtrio. We kind of, okay, so we did see this already, so we could technically start looking for Ninetales here. So I will do just that. Send out the second Rapidash, actually. Okay, unfortunately it's a Vulpix, and so you know what? Let's double down. Really hoping for Ninetales, although it could just be the Rapidash coming back. Okay, there's the Ninetales. However, I will commit to trying to do as much damage with this as possible. Perfect. Okay, so no matter what, next turn we could get the knockout. Because, yeah, like I said, for a second I was like, oh, maybe not. But they already have the cape and they're not playing Irida or Potion, so we're fine in terms of this Vaporeon. However, this could get ugly. Never mind. They punted the energy. As long as we knock out this Manaphy, we're fine. Otherwise, this Vaporeon could start doing some other stuff. Alright. We're not playing Sabrina or Cyrus, so this Vaporeon, we can't really reach it as badly as we would want to. Let's go Ponyta here. We also need to spread out the board so that once this thing swings, we could try to survive. But there's no promises. Hopefully this is a knockout. Low rolled there, which means they'll be able to ramp even more. Not looking too good, but you know, technically they could have already attacked with Wugtrio there, but I could understand why they don't. Blaine is definitely a win condition that exists. Let's go Rapidash here. Yes, it really comes down to where this damage goes. If it goes like 150 just on one Rapidash, we might be able to win it. If it spreads it out evenly, we just could lose immediately. So, unfortunately, we weren't able to get to the Wugtrio before it got built up. And now it's at 160. Does the 160 matter? Honestly, if it just does all 150 to the Rapidash in the back, we're kind of fine. Okay, kind of spread out there. Okay, that's actually not too bad. Not too bad. We have the chance where I think we're forced to go Ninetales up front, as well as set this up already technically. Yeah, we just gotta hope that once the damage comes next turn, that it just like hones in on just one target, right? Let's do Blaine here. Cape. Does Cape matter? I guess technically it matters here. Everywhere else it doesn't. Like if they get chosen, they're gonna explode. Alright, so it is in range for the Rapidash. So we just need one of these Pokemon to survive. Any one of them. Not sure what they're planning to do with Misty here. They do have the option to back out into Vapor. That's just unnecessary. Okay, just any single one of our Pokemon survives and we win this. Are they really gonna... What was the point of that? And we did it. Okay. Honestly, it's one of the uglier matchups. Misty makes it really sometimes like almost irrelevant. Like whatever you do is gonna be wrong regardless. And I'm aware it's one of the least consistent. Like as good as Blaine is as a deck that's 2 diamonds or less. I mean 3 diamonds or less. I'm very aware of the inconsistencies when it comes to just how low bar like health wise all the Pokemon are. And if the water deck sees everything they need, it will take way too many tries. But there's nothing better in fire only. Unless you completely split the challenges into 2 and try to do some kind of like Charizard shenanigans, then that's a different story, right? Alright, now we get to go second again. And I'm just hoping for like a cleaner run so that y'all feel a little more confident in this list. Because again, it's really hard to not have to like do multiple tries. In best case scenario, you get a lucky run the first time and you never have to try it again, right? Okay, so the upside here is if we go Vulpix and stun the Manaphy. We keep just in case they decide to like switch into Wiglet and just swing. And we'll hold communication for next turn in hopes to get a Ninetales. We have 2 tries at it, right? And a heads there would have been perfect because that means Manaphy can't ramp them. And not ramping, it puts them not crazy behind because, again, they just do this and nothing matters, right? It's unfortunate, but at least, you know, I'm gonna keep this example in the video because so that y'all see it's like it's not that deep. Like it will take a bunch of tries no matter what you do. Like what was I supposed to do here? And they flex in the point like they don't even give Manaphy the energy. Like we're just gonna lose immediately. And I did nothing, right? I did just to the extent like even if Vulpix would have hit heads, it didn't matter. But that you could be playing Blaine, you could be playing 18 Trainer, Palkia, like anything would have just lost to this. Because they literally just went frame 0 Misty into hitting me for 150. Well, 170 because of weakness, but we'll just try again. And that's what y'all have to do, unfortunately. And it consistently gives a second, whether it's like forced or we're just getting lucky or unlucky. I don't even know anymore. There's the Manaphy. Honestly, Misty on Manaphy's probably like best case scenario for us, even if it gets to ramp turn 1. But the fact that they did it on Manaphy makes me think that they don't have Wiglet or any other options in hand. Besides another Manaphy, I guess that makes sense. But as always, cape along Manaphy. So once again, the Magmar play that I was envisioning or trying to make happen would have been irrelevant. So we'll just carry on. Okay, let's go Vulpix here. Charge Ponyta. Hope for heads here so that the Manaphy's gone next turn. Why would it? Yeah, this challenge unfortunately takes a lot of patience, regardless of what you're using, because they ultimately just end up just using Misty and then hitting for insane amount of damage all over the place, right? So we could technically search for the Rapidash that goes for higher. Let's do that. Let's do that. Sending out the Vulpix, the second Vulpix that we don't really need. Okay, just a secondary Ponyta, so let's just go here. Commit to this Rapidash to guarantee the damage. This cape is initially to survive as much of the Wugtrio, but it doesn't seem like it's a threat currently. But either way, we'll protect Ninetales. And you know what? Just because of that, commit Ponyta to have like a separate body to tank if possible. And just keep marching forward. Next turn, we switch into Ninetales and just start cleaning house as much as possible. There's the Wiglet. Enemy, public enemy number 1. X speed. Are they going to give us the Wiglet? You know what? That's best case scenario. We have to take the wins when they give it to us, honestly. Because the Misties, bruh. Also, Wiglet seems... I don't know. It's, again, I could just be... like salty of like my personal experience, but it honestly feels sometimes like the Wiglet has a honing. It hones into like the weakest Pokemon and just hits that one. The amount of times I have like a board like this and I had Vulpix up front in testing and they just knocked the Vulpix out like right before I could go into Ninetales. Y'all would think I'm making it up. And yeah, from here on out, it's basically guaranteed. There's nothing they could do or set up fast enough. And let's just make sure we close it out as fast as possible as well. Don't want to give them an instance where they could like set up a Wiglet with Misty, and then because the second Wugtrio hits the board, it's very hard to close it out because it becomes a game of chance at that point. But yeah, all I could say is that you will have like an unfortunate time. You see, look at that. I'm glad it happened. Like it does not fail. This, I swear to you, Wiglet says random, right? I'm not crazy. Your opponent is chosen at random. There's nothing random about this Wiglet's process. That man sees the weakest link and just snipes it. But as you can see, it is winnable, and it'll take a couple tries. If you get lucky again, you'll do it first try, and then you'll like comment like, oh, this is great. You might get mad at me. Honestly, get mad at Pokemon for putting Misty on an expert solo battle deck that we're trying to beat with a neutered version of anything. So hopefully it helps. Hopefully you don't get as frustrated as I am. But this was like the best thing I could think of, mainly because Fire doesn't have that many options at 3 diamonds below that are relevant, and this is the most consistent or most like the closest thing. And unfortunately, it's the same thing that's been relevant since like generic Apex. But it is what it is. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it helps you. If there's any other expert solo battles, if they're not out yet, I will be releasing them in the order that they're in the game. Subscribe and like hit the bell so you get notified when those come up. So thank y'all in advance if you do, and above all else, stay pro.